Good morning. I'll start my talk by a quick introduction about our department, Ain Shams University Department of Orthopedics. Our department is one of the very important departments in orthopedic care, and not only in Egypt, but in the Middle East and Africa. Uh, Egypt, as you know, is a very old country, and we have a huge, long civilization go back 5,000 years ago, and we have the Islamic civilization beside the Pharaonic civilization, beside the modern civilization. And as you know, Egypt is not a very small country, but not also a very big country, and our capital is Cairo. And as you know, Egypt in the middle of everything. So if you are in Africa and would like to go north, you need to go through Egypt. If you are in Europe and would like to go south, the same thing. If you are in the Asia, the same thing. And also in the far west of the world, in the North or South America. So Egypt can be considered a connection between everything. That's why we have a huge expertise and a lot of connection. We are used to that. Egypt is 100 million population, and in Cairo alone we have 30 million population. That make you understand why we have a very, very busy clinical practice, bony practice and orthopedic practice and clinical practice in every field, because we not only get patients from all over Egypt, but also from the Middle East and Africa. And these are trauma or diseased patients. Uh, a mother with a congenitally deformed child in Yemen or in Saudi Arabia or in Africa, where she can get the best treatment, she would go to Cairo, Egypt. The same thing, someone got injured in a war or trauma or accident in Syria or in Sudan or anywhere, or crossing the Sahara Desert. So, where to get the best treatment? He would go to Egypt. That's why I would say in Egypt we have the best doctors. Why? Because we have huge population, we have referral from all over the world that make a cumulative experience, a lot of exchange of knowledge in our schools. We got people trained everywhere and they come back to Egypt and exchange experience with their colleagues. Also the skills, because we have a very competitive environment, because it's an open market, so you need to prove yourself to be really a good doctor. We have a lot of wide of clinical expertise, uh, because Egyptians are hard worker. They are also team players. So we don't have this concept of individualism that they compete without cooperating. And maybe this is part of our old long civilization. So that make people from Egypt usually hard worker, but also team player with grit, and they insist to achieve their goals. Our Ain Shams University was actually founded in July 1950. And at that time, the name was Ibrahim Pasha University. But then it changed its name to Ain Shams University at 1954. And our medical school was founded as 1947 and became part of Ain Shams University at 1950, as I said. And our medical school is built on a huge hospital called Demirdash Hospital. This hospital was founded in at 1928 and started working at 1931 after Demirdash Basha donation. And our department, Ain Shams University Orthopedic Department, was part of general surgery, as most orthopedic surgery departments in the world in the 30s and 40s and 50s. But at 1963, it became an independent department, Ain Shams University Orthopedic Department. And our first head of the department was Professor Mehrez. Today, we are a referral center from everywhere. Everywhere, I mean everywhere, not only in Egypt, but from the surrounding areas. We have three main huge campuses in Shams University hospitals at the Mardesh and in Shams University Specialized Hospital and Al Abur Hospital. They provide care to about 30% of the Cairo residents, which means about 10 million population. We have referral from all over Egypt, from Africa and the Middle East. Our three main campuses include altogether nearly 3,500 inpatient hospitals beds. Our outpatient visits 1.7 million patients. Our university hospitals altogether, we have 70 surgical theaters, and this is the demographics of our beds and hospital patients. Our department, orthopedic department at Ain Shams Universities, we include the 10 subspecialties of orthopedics. They are divided into 5 main units, uh, and in the 3 main hospital campuses, we have 10 surgical theaters only for orthopedics, and they are running 24 hours, 7 days a week, beside extra rooms we get every day to cover the extra load. In our department, our practice, we have 4 main forms of practice, and our staff in the orthopedic department, we are doing the 4 main practices. We have private practice for patients who can afford to pay for themselves. We have medical insurance for patients in the middle class who are covered by an insurance company or insurance via their uh, company or work or employees. And we have government and ministry health, and this is mainly covered by the government and directed mainly for poor patients. And we have charity and NGO hospitals, which are also directed for the poor patients. So as you see in our medical system in Egypt, we have the 4 kinds of medical practice, and all of us as orthopedic surgeons, we are practiced in the 4 parts. And our orthopedic department is a very good orthopedic department, and we believe here that a good doctor is not only treating patients well with a lot of expertise, but also teaching others and also producing knowledge, which means research. So that's why annually we give about 40 scientific orthopedic publication every year, in national and international journals, despite the linguistic barrier. In Ain Shams University hospitals and orthopedic department, we grant about 40 PhD and master degree every year, besides cooperation with so many national and international scientific societies, including AO and CCOT, etc. Also, we organize a lot of national and international conferences beside the weekly scientific activities and scientific webinar. And you can go on PubMed or ORCID and you will find a lot of our international publications. And as I said, our orthopedic department is represented in the 3 main hospitals, the Ain Shams University Hospital and the Specialized Hospital and the Al Hospital. And we have the 10 subspecialties: hip and pelvis, bone tumors, sports and arthroscopy, pediatric orthopedics, limb reconstruction and deformity correction, spine, knee, trauma, hand, foot, and ankle. And they are divided in the 5 main units, and as I explained. And also we organize every month cadaver course and workshops for training of young doctors. Thank you very much.